Okay, yesterday again we talked about the properties or the laws, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and just to kind of recap those again, the first one was log A times B was equal to, what was the timesing equal to? Adding. So log A plus log AB. And the second one was where you had log A divided by B. What was division the same as? Subtraction. So you split it out using, bless you, subtraction. And then the third one was the exponent one. Bless you again. What'd you do with the exponent? Put it in the front. So C times the log of AA. Okay? Now, that's not new. That was what we did yesterday. But the only difference is now today, I'm going to give you the expanded form, and I want you to get it down to one log instead of having multiple. Yesterday, I had one log and asked you to expand it. Today, I'm going to ask you to condense it. That's the difference. So here's what they're going to look like. It's going to say log 9er plus 3 log 2 minus log 3. And the directions are going to say condense. Okay? So when you're doing this, what you do first, you guys, is if there's any numbers in the front, let's use that exponent rule and put the exponents back in. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So the first one I always get rid of is I always get rid of the exponents first, or put them back in. So, is there any numbers in front of any of the logs? The 3. This 3 here needs to go back upstairs. So now I have log 9er plus log 2 to the 3rd power minus log 3. Is everybody okay with that so far? Now when I do this, I'm going to go left to right. Okay? And I'm going to take it slow so that way you can see the first couple, but then after that, some of you should be able to or will be able to just do it all at one time. But I'm going to do it in steps, just so you guys can see the first step. The first symbol in between the first two logs is what? Addition. Addition is the same as multiply. So I have log 9 times 2 to the 3rd minus the log of 3. Then, what's subtraction the same as? Divide. So I have log 9 times 2 to the 3rd over 3. You went from having 3 logs in your problem down to 1. And that's the goal. You want to get it so that it only has 1 log left over. Now here's the only downside to this problem. All those numbers, if you can reduce them, reduce them. What's 2 to the 3rd? 8. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So really that's like saying 9 times 8 divided by 3. What is 9 times 8 divided by 3? Or better yet, 9 divided by 3 is what? 3, and 3 times 8 is 24. I have an answer, Al.
So when you multiply or divide, does the log just simply go away?
Yeah. When you're condensing it down into 1, yes. What do you think? Not too terrible?
Also, why do you have to put the 3 as a power to the 3?
Okay. On that one, you're dealing with this and you're working it backwards. So if there's a number in front of the log, it goes back up as the power. So you're using that exponent rule. Okay? All right, let me get another one. Give you a nice and easy one. Log x minus log 9. Hey, how many logs are in my problem? 2. Is there any numbers in front of the logs? Nah. What is minus the same as? Division. So therefore, what do I write? Log of x divided by 9. And done. Not too terrible? Okay. ln of 4 plus 3, the ln of 3, minus the ln of 12. Remember what we talked about yesterday? Is ln the same rules? Yeah? Why? Natural log. Yay. So, is there any numbers in front? Yes. Where's it go? Back up. Right? So I have the ln of 4 plus the ln of 3 to the third minus the ln of 12. Now, real quick, do you want to do 3 to the third now or later when we get it all together? Some of you want to do it now. If you realize that you're going to bring it up there as an exponent, can you do 3 to the third and just write 27 instead of 3 to the third? Sure you can. Do you want me to do that? Okay. So I'm going to just erase this, and it's going to be a big old 27. Now, here's what I mean by the next step. The first time I did it pretty slow, where I did the first two, and then I did the last one. But can you do it all at one time? Adding, remember, go left to right, though. Adding means what? And subtraction means? Okay, so I have the ln of 4 times 27, because that was the times, right? That's the adding. Divided by 12, because that's the division part. Is everybody okay with that? So there's me trying to reduce it faster. Now, what is 4 times 27 divided by 12? This can go down to 3, because I take a 4 out of both of them. This could go down to 9, because I take a 3 out of both of them, and I end up with the ln of 9. Right? 108 divided by 12? 9? What do you guys think? Not too bad? Pretty simple? Okay, good. Now, the last thing that's involved in this, and this is something that I have to run out of the room after I show you this, because then you're going to be mad at me. If I give you something like this, okay? If I give you something like that and ask you to evaluate it with your calculators, you guys, I told you what base is your calculator set to? Base 10. C is not going to be 10. It's going to be something else. Okay? Like yesterday, I gave you a couple of those that said like log base 7(2) was this or whatever was. Okay? Well, there's a thing called the change of base formula. And the way it works out is you end up taking the log base 10 of the A divided by log base 10 of the C. Now, don't hate me too much, but that's how you can also graph them. Remember when I made you make the table of values and then switch it? Haha. Okay? So here's what they're going to ask you to do, you guys. It's going to say something like this. Evaluate log base 3, 8. So I type on my calculator log 8. And if I remember right, when you guys hit log, does it automatically put a parenthesis? Yeah? Then close it. Divided by log, and it opens it. 3. Close it, enter. You'll get a decimal. They'll tell you to round to like 3 decimal places. .893 and done. Okay. So on that particular thing, that's all it's going to ask you to do. Some of them are going to say condense. So that was like the first few that we did. And the other ones are going to say use the change of base formula to evaluate. And that's what this is. And that's all you type in. A couple other things that I also didn't tell you, so this is where you're going to hate me even more. But depending on the age of your calculator, some of you with the newer calculators, 83s, that's how you have to type that in. The newer 84s, do me a favor. Hit math. Now scroll down. What's it say? Log base. Okay. Hit that once. What's it do when you hit log base on the newer calculators? It lets you put in the base of whatever number that you have, and then it lets you put in the other thing if you want it that way. So like this one that we have up here, you can put the 3 down there and you can put the 8 down there. You could have also put that as y equals. And graphed it. That's the reason why I'm going to run out the door.
Why wouldn't you tell us that before?
Haha.
You just so
So now you know.
Sick.
Okay, so here's what I got for you, if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah,
And don't hate me too much.
we will.
24 to 30 even. 34 to 40 even. And 43. On the 24 to 30, that's the change of base, or that's the condense. So you're going to bring it down into 1. Yeah. Then 34 to 40 is the change of base formula. Or if you have a newer calculator that has log base, you could just use that. And then 43. It says right here on 43, let's read the directions together so that you guys actually read the directions one time. It says in exercises 43 and 44, use the function Li given in example 6. Example 6 says, real life problems. That Li formula is the same formula that I use in my college algebra textbook. Also with the Li like that is known as beta. And that is decibel level. So for those of you who ever have to deal with loud sounds, the decibel levels, like rock concerts or anything like that, I used to have to, for one of the jobs I had working construction, I had to wear hearing protection because using a jackhammer is loud on your ears, so therefore to protect it. Otherwise I could have then turned around and said if they didn't offer it, I could end up damaging my ears permanently. So I had to use earmuffs. I can't think of it. It's not what they're really called. Well, no, I had the big ones that go over the top of the whole thing. Almost look like Beats. They're not headphones, but yes.
Sound cancel.
Sure. When you look at that formula on that example, just so that you guys know what some of this stuff is, Li, and again on theirs, on the college book it has beta. 10 is actually the 10. Log I stands for intensity, and IO stands for the intensity of initial sound. Okay, that's what it's referring to. That's the formula you're going to use for number 43. You plug in the stuff and see what comes out. Okay?